Hey little mathematicians, here's the second video of the form, multiplying fractions the standard method. So this is not going to involve pictures, this is just the normal mathematical method for multiplying fractions. Here's the problem you saw last time. I have 3/4 of a candy bar I'm going to share with 3 of my friends. What fraction of the candy bar am I going to get? Well, one way of thinking about this is that I'm going to get 1/3 of the remaining 3/4. I'm going to take that 3/4, split it into 3 pieces, 3/4 of a candy bar, split it into 3 pieces, and I'm going to have one of those. So remember that, 1/3, and then the word of in mathematics often, not always, refers to multiplication. So 1/3 of 3/4, and I want to draw your attention to the fact that this year we're going to stop using the x for multiplication and start using the dot. The dot means multiplication when it's put between two numbers like this. So this is 1/3 times 3/4. Now, the multiplication is actually quite simple when you're multiplying fractions. You do not need a common denominator like you do when you're adding or subtracting. Instead, you just multiply straight across. So we're going to do 1 times 3 to get 3 for our numerator. And then for our denominator, we're going to do 3 times 4 to get 12. Now when we get an answer to a multiplication problem or a division problem with fractions, we want to see if we can simplify, in this case, our product, our answer, 3/12. So what we're going to look for is we're going to check to see if our numerator and our denominator have a common factor. In fact, we want to try to find the greatest common factor, the GCF of 3 and 12. Now you might be thinking to yourself, I know what the GCF is. Both of those numbers can be divided by 3. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to divide both those numbers by 3, and that will give us 1/4. 1/4 and 3/12 are equivalent fractions. And here is our simplified answer. I know it's a little cramped over there on the side. 1/4 is our simplified answer. Now very quickly, I want to show you another method where we can simplify actually before we multiply. You might have heard of this. It's called, some teachers call it cross-canceling. I prefer to call it cross-simplifying. And what we're going to do here is we can notice that we're looking diagonally here. 1 and 4 do not have a factor that's greater than 1, a common factor greater than 1. But 3 and 3, of course, do have a common factor that's greater than 1, a number that you can divide both of those by. You can divide them both by 3. So that's what we're going to do, and even before we do the multiplication, we're going to divide both of these 3's by 3, and we're left with just 1. And now we can multiply, and we're multiplying our numerators 1 times 1, and getting 1. And we're going to multiply our denominators 1 times 4 to get 4. And there's our 1/4. Kind of an easier way to do it. If you can simplify, cross-simplify before you do the multiplication, sometimes that makes things much easier. And to demonstrate why trying to cross-simplify before you multiply is beneficial, I'll show you this problem. So let's just multiply our numerators straight across, so 3 times 2, and we're going to get 6. We'll multiply our denominators, 5 times 7, and we'll get 35. Now, when you get this product, 6/35, it might be tough for you to look at that and know if you can simplify it. When you get products that have big numbers like 35 in them, it can be kind of confusing. What would have been easier for us would have been if we had just checked out, can I simplify 3? Do 3 and 7 have any common factors greater than 1? No, they don't. Do 2 and 5 have any common factors greater than 1? No, they don't. So I can't cross-simplify, which means I won't be able to simplify here. So this, in fact, is my answer. That's the simplest form. That's all we got. Thanks a lot for listening. Carry on with the Google form. Thanks.